didn't mean to come back on here to go live for a very long time, but y'all know how I get worked up, and I really want to talk about this. Let me see. And then maybe I can go back to my hiatus, my sabbatical. But I was online on Facebook. I'm not on a break from all social media. I'm just on a break from YouTube. And when I say I'm on a break from YouTube, I don't mean not watching YouTube. I meant making YouTube videos, right? What's up, Muddy Waters? So I was talking to Pam from Team Tiff. I'm literally just like effed up right now as to where my notifications are on this. Make sure y'all get the likes up on y'all way in here, because I surely can click off this mother freaker. For all you always talking about, why you ain't making videos? Why you ain't coming on here? Why do I want to come on here and y'all can't even hit the like? So y'all miss somebody. I'm getting text messages. I'm getting emails. Y'all hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Why you ain't making video? As soon as I get back over here, y'all can't hit the like. All right. So let's go. So if y'all go to my facebook.com/tiffanymdraper, I posted this right here. I'm going to try to make this real fast because I'm annoyed. Let me show you. Hold on. This is what I posted. Alright, let me tell y'all what I said. I said, people get on my nerves when they make things like this because I would have been just as upset. It was unnecessary and an excessive use of force. Why does the world get so mad when we stand up for blacks, though, as if they don't understand how we've been treated since forever? Not just our ancestors, for the ones that want to say we were never slaves. I'm talking about the here and now. We are still mistreated, but they want to act oblivious to this fact. We're mistreated and discriminated against daily, not just when they use us as target practice or experiment with drugs and diseases on our people in Africa and here for that matter. The list goes on, but if I continue, I'll be labeled as trying to play the victim. Since when is listing facts about black mistreatment considered having a victim mentality? That's what I said. So if you see the picture, you'll see that they swapped George Floyd's face with Chauvin, right? And try to basically say that if it was like this, it would have never got any attention, which is a lie. I think a lot of white people, at least from what I went through back in school, in elementary school, like when it was Black History Month, their faces would turn red. They put their head down. They try to act. I think a lot of white people want us to forget, or they feel ashamed of their ancestors and what their ancestors did to black people, that they want to try to act as if modern day current blacks don't deal with this, or they don't want us to ever bring up slavery because it's a dark history in the world. But I'm not going to change what I talk about for you to feel comfortable. Just like y'all are comfortable calling black people thugs and people that don't want to work and lazy and all that. Well, us as black people are comfortable saying what y'all did and are still doing to this day, right? But then you have white people say, well, that's not me, or my family didn't own slaves. Okay, that may be so. But at the same time, white people enslaved black people, point blank and period. Just like when y'all see my skin and y'all see I'm black, y'all want to automatically assume that I got a bunch of babies by different baby daddies. And like Tyrese Need want to say that I'm on welfare and I'm on what is it, Section 8 and all this other foolishness. No. Showed proof that my granny paid for that house. Showed proof that house, she has a title to it. No, you're black. You're the N-word. Black people don't own anything. Showed proof that my family has land in East Texas. No, black people don't own anything. So then Pam said, I don't think he deserved to die, but he was a thug criminal that shouldn't be a hero. If he was killed by a black cop or another black, we would not have ever heard about him. You cannot honestly tell me that you saw that video, and if it was a white person being killed like that in broad daylight and murdered, that you wouldn't have a problem with that. You cannot watch that video and tell me that the world wouldn't have been in an uproar. I don't care what color that person was. Anyway, so then I told Pam, he was a thug criminal. How so? He had just moved to start a new job and was an excellent father and worker. Anyone would have been outraged, even if he was white. Did you see the full 8-minute video? Or was it 9 minutes? Because I sure did. And it's one of the worst things, if not the worst things that I've ever seen. You know how many times I've advocated for non-black people when I see videos of them being murdered by the cops? And it's not just me. Those stories would have never went viral. You can't say, oh, that was just you. You're just one person. No. Those stories went viral when those people got murdered by cops. Use of excessive force. But we've just never seen anything like this in broad daylight on camera before. That's why it was an uproar. But you're trying to tell me because this man had drugs in his system that made him a thug criminal? Last time I checked, I think he was about to start a new truck driving job or something like that. Last time I checked, a company is not going to hire a thug criminal. If he was a thug criminal, I'm trying to calm down. I really am. Because I really like Pam. But if he was a thug criminal, he would have never passed the background check. And let's say he was a thug criminal in the past and had a record. Most of the time, if you look on job applications, they'll say, have you had a felony within the past 7 years or something? So let's say he was in jail before, right? Evidently, he rehabilitated his life enough to be able to get hired by a company with strict rules and regulations. So anyway, I'm trying to calm down. So then Pam, this is not about color to me. And what I wanted to say to Pam so bad is I know it's not color about you. It's not about color you because you're white. You're white. You don't understand. I hate when white people tell me, I don't see color. Yes, you do. Thank you, Chris Dozier. Yes, you do see color, or you're colorblind. You're not a dog. We don't live, even if we live life in black and white, come on now, preach. You still gonna see black or white. You still gonna see gray. Colorblind, you still seeing some color. Even if you only saw white. White is a color. So stop saying that. And as much as we would like to believe, oh, we don't judge people by their color, but the content of their character, that would be wonderful. But that's not the world we live in. All right, so then this is what Pam posted that made me have to spark up the live. Because I didn't want to spark up the live. George Floyd, not someone to honor. This is what they do to make them justify how they treat us. You see what I'm saying? Let me justify you being murdered brutally on camera because she gonna say he wasn't a hero. She still didn't answer my question. What makes him a thug criminal? Your May 26 headline reads, Rallies honor George Floyd a year later. Really? Just who is George Floyd and who did they honor? Now, never mind the fact that this Derek Chauvin guy had murdered another person the same way about a couple of years earlier. Right. Let's not talk about the bad person that Derek was or is. But let's bring up George Floyd's past. What does this even have to do with what we saw on video? Like, you remember they used to tell us in court on the doing the trial, don't believe your eyes. Why would I not believe my eyes? My eyes showed me that this man kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes and some seconds when he was clearly unresponsive. So what do you mean? Him being in a porn video, which I did watch, and he busted her spine out. That porn video was off the mother freaking chain. But what does that have to do with anything? Because he had sex with a girl on camera, that means he deserved to die? Because he had drugs in his system, that means he deserved to die? Because he was dancing around like he was super high and happy in the store before he got killed, means he deserved to die? But let me finish reading what Pam just posted on my Facebook 19 minutes ago. Let's see. 6 burglaries, 3 car thefts, multiple illegal trespasses, cocaine and alcohol addiction, 2 violent home invasions, 3 armed robberies, dealing fentanyl and meth, beating 4 victims senseless, and being arrested 23 times since 1988. Notice they said since 1998. You dug that far in his past. I know it said since, so some of that is current. But you dug that far in his past to justify us marching for him? I don't give a god darn. You remember when black women were getting mad when they found out his girlfriend was white? Let Becky march for him. I'm not going to march for him. Let them white girls march for him. I don't care if his girlfriend was purple. It was wrong. Did he deserve to die? Absolutely not. But honor him? Again, absolutely not. I hope we honor and kneel to our military veterans for their sacrifices on Memorial Day and that they get the same headline in your paper. I will wait to see. First of all, Dunn, Shable, whatever the freak your name is, I'll be charging you up and trolling you today, so you know. But since when does honoring George Floyd take away from Memorial Day? Can somebody explain that to me? Because last time I checked, the news has several stories when you turn it on. It's not just one story. That'd be very boring. Hi guys, welcome to the news today. Today we're going to talk about this bottle of lotion. And it's a rectangular bottle and it's very moisturizing. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about this bottle of lotion again. That's stupid. Of course we can talk about Memorial Day. We can talk about George Floyd. We can talk about the fact that we have the forecast. We could talk about the old lady that got knocked upside the head for her Social Security. We could talk about the store that's getting shut down because they can't pay their worker. We can talk about all the depressing things that they normally talk about on the news. So for you, Mr. Dunn, I can tell you're white by that name, by the way, because I just posted on Facebook. Name some white names. And I went with Josh. Dunn, you're white. I can tell. But let's go through this list again, y'all. Multiple illegal trespasses. Okay. Cocaine and alcohol addiction. Let me explain something to y'all. Raping a woman is terrible. Raping a man is terrible. Why? Because that is a victim that did not want you to penetrate them. Selling drugs to me, somebody about to get mad, but I don't care. Selling drugs to me, right? Guess what happens when you sell drugs and someone buys drugs from you? They are a willing participant in the transaction. I have money, you have drugs, give it to me. I'm happy, you're happy. Raping someone, that means someone is not happy in that situation. The other person did not give you consent. So do I feel like somebody that sells drugs or buys drugs should be in jail the same amount of time somebody that rapes and murders somebody, if not more? Absolutely not, since we want to keep saying absolutely not. Absolutely not. Lock up the people that do things to people that people don't want them to do to them. Do I want to be a drug addict? No. Do I condone drug use? No. Do I understand it? Absolutely. You are a grown person. Just like my baby nephew has to eat vegetables. He doesn't like them. He loves water. I can't stand it. But when I'm around him, I encourage him to drink water. When he asks me, what is my bottle? You drinking water? Yeah, because that's what his parents are teaching him, and that's the right way to go. But as an adult, I know I can go drink as much soda as I want, but I'm not going to teach him my bad behavior. So I have the free will to drink soda and whatever the freak else I want to drink. But I'm not going to teach that to him. Just like you parents out there know that cocaine and alcohol, it won't be the best to get addicted to coke. But why are we going to put this in here? As if that justifies his death. He's a cocaine and alcohol addict. I know men every day and women. I see it where I'm living now. I just moved. They come home, it seemed like they had a hard day at work. And I saw this dude with his kids. And guess what he had in his hand? A beer. Does that make him a bad thug criminal? No. That makes him a father who just got off of work and know he finna still have to deal with these kids and all that. And he deserves a beer. Something to calm down and relax. That's his goddamn business. So why would you put... Is he an addict? He wasn't black. Is he a thug criminal? Because he got off of work and he wanted a beer? Oh, okay. 2 violent home invasions. I remember Straight Drop was on here talking about how doing a Kanika Jenkins case was the first positive thing he's ever done in his life. He said he used to always break into homes and steal things or whatever. I'm taking it out of context, but I just remember what he was saying. He said he felt like he was doing something good. So that doesn't count him out. Is Straight Drop a thug and a criminal? Because he changed his ways? Straight Drop is still not, he's not doing home invasions anymore. How many times have you seen him talking about his girl and how he loved his girl? And how many times have you heard, Daddy, Daddy? What does he do? He stops his whole show to give his little girls what they want. He's not a thug and a criminal just because he used to do home invasions. 3 armed robberies, same thing. Dealing fentanyl and meth. Again, he was dealing it, giving it to people who actually wanted it. I didn't see them saying poisoning people, killing people, murdering. Even so, it was still wrong. Why do you think when let's see, when criminals kill somebody, family member, whatever, you know how many people always say, I wish you could just leave them in a room with the family, or I wish we can do exactly what you did to our family member. The court of law won't allow you to do that, because even if somebody is a bad person and deserves to be punished, it's not your right to punish them. It's God's right and it's the court of law's right. So as much as, think about somebody that ever killed your family or did your family wrong. As much as you be having them thoughts like, yeah, man, you know, we gonna run up on them. Guess what's gonna happen? The court ain't gonna say, well, they did kill your auntie, so I guess we'll let you go. No, they're gonna say, okay, well, it's unfortunate what they did to your auntie, but now you gotta go to jail too, because you decided to take matters into your own hand. Beating 4 victims senseless. Now, where are these 4 victims? Because out of everything I've been hearing about George Floyd, I have not seen not one of these victims come forward and say he deserved to be killed like that. You want to know what's crazy? Even the people that he so-called beat said he didn't deserve to die like that. Now, they said he has been arrested 23 times since 1998. Now, guess what? Guess what? In all those 23 times, He never died in custody. And guess what? When he died, what was he not doing? Resisting arrest. But I saw the extra angle they put out. He looked like he was he looked like he was so big. It took 5 officers. Not from what I saw. All I kept hearing was, officer, please. Officer, please. 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 I can't breathe. Please. That's all I heard. If you that scared of an individual that you are overpowering with like 5 or 6 different guns, 5 or 6 tasers, 5 or 6 billy clubs, 5 or 6 containers of mace, etc. You got all these things that you can apprehend him with, but you choose deadly force. Now, nobody wants to mention the fact that they used to work security together and they didn't like each other. Nobody mentions that. Nobody mentions that Derek graduated from being a security officer into a real police officer, and now he was feeling himself and felt like he was more powerful than George. Nobody wants to mention that. Nobody wants to mention the fact that Derek killed somebody by putting his knee on that other person's neck not too long ago. Nobody wants to mention all the bad reviews and reports that are on him and that Chinese one, his partner. Look at it? It's public information. Do you know how many people have filed a complaint against them for excessive use of force? Oh, no, we're not going to put that in here, though. Now, you see why I want to go live on this? Because I could have kept talking to Pam. I could have kept talking to Pam on this status. I don't feel like it. What up, Charlize? Thank you, Sword of Reinformation. Bring up black men criminal records is a long-used tactic dehumanizing the low-key to justify taking a man's life. Exactly. My bad, I've been ignoring y'all comments because y'all know when I go in, I can't read. I cannot read what's being said. Plus, even the boss of the club they worked at said Derek was intimidated by black men. Exactly. Now, put that on top of him banging a white girl. Oh, let's talk about how the Chinese ones, his partner's girl, was like Miss whatever. I think it was Miss Minneapolis, if I'm not mistaken. And then she got fired for, come on, follow me, camera. What is it? Fake money is called. Lord, I'm drawing a blank right now. Counterfeit money. She got in trouble for the same thing they were killing George for. So let me get this straight. You married a hoe with fake dough. Sorry. Y'all know how I am. You married a hoe with fake dough. Dough being money. But you okay with that. Not justifying this $20 bill that they say was fake, because from the sources that I'm getting, it wasn't even. No, they said they feel like he either wrote a bad check or was it a fake. The point is, that man could have added to number 24 if they say, I don't even know how credible this is. But let's say he was arrested 23 times. They could have added that and made it 24 times and kept it pushing. But take his life. It's not that serious, bruh. It's not that serious over a bad check. Like, that's what I be saying. Like, I told y'all, and I told white people that in February, I don't like white people in February. And I don't care who get offended. Because I'm seeing too many dogs biting black people. People spraying them with hoses. I'm watching the Emmett Till stuff. I'm watching all this extra stuff that's going on. And then I can just turn on my TV and see black men being harassed. I just shared on my Facebook how these white officers pulled my brother Nick over a couple of years ago. Well, I'm sorry, pulled him over would imply he was driving. They stopped their car, pulled aside. My brother was walking. And they said, we suspect you of stealing a license plate. My nigga, he was walking. What do you need a license plate for? And on top of that, 4 or 5 different times, they didn't stop him saying you fit the description of a criminal. Of a criminal. How broad is that? So I'm coming from the perspective of somebody with 2 black brothers, siblings. I have a baby nephew who will scream and point and say, oh no, a cop. You shouldn't be saying that at 4 years old. Because he saw all this stuff and he doesn't see, oh, this person is going to protect me. He sees, oh no, a cop. That's what he says. It scared me 2 years ago when I was at one of my mom's events and we had private officer. I shared it on my Instagram and my Facebook. My baby nephew was 2 at the time. He walks right up to the police officer and holds his hand up because he wanted him to pick him up. I was terrified because I had just read a story of an officer killing a black child, a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, because he felt threatened. Pulled out a gun, shoot the kid dead because he felt threatened. I was terrified. But you know what that white man did? He picked my baby nephew up and said, I love babies. I have 5 kids of my own. My baby nephew at the time didn't fear cops. Now he does. Yeah, shot a 2-year-old. I felt threatened. You know, in the certain states they have a stand your ground law. Like I don't know, Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman. Anybody can walk up to you and shoot you dead. Because I felt threatened. Oh, I feared for my life. How? This dude, Sean, what's his name? Sean, I can't remember his name now. The Dunn, Sean the Dunn, from Fort Worth, Texas, somewhere in that area. He got shot. Well, you know what? I don't know if I want to use that example because they're trying to say he had a gun on his waist, but the video was moving so fast. They're trying to say he turned around and was shooting at them, then he got killed. But it's too many other stories and examples of where these people are being killed, and the entry is from the back, the entrance. Why are y'all killing people? Because y'all too lazy to run. If you too fat to run, don't be a cop. I'ma kill you because I don't feel like chasing you. Need we mention Breonna Taylor? Minding her own goddamn business with her boyfriend. They do a no-knock raid, come in there and shooting, and now she dead. And you got white people, but they shouldn't have been doing drugs. They weren't doing drugs. And the police officers said that they went into the wrong apartment. Her boyfriend had every right to bust back. You hear a door bust open at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and you are the man. Your job is to protect. All you do is get up, get your gun. Annie, get your gun. No jokes. Like, that's his right in his home to bear arms. What would y'all do if y'all woke up and to your door being kicked down and a bunch of officers, and you know they don't got these regular guns now, they come up in them Call of Duty guns. They don't be having just a regular 9mm. They come in there with type guns. So that's why I just try to say to myself, y'all, because I just get very, 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 very irritated when it comes to people that act like they don't understand. Like the new reparations thing. Y'all know that this dude in the 70s introduced this thing to where he said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, Oh, I think we should bring reparations back. Oh, no, no, not. I said bring reparations back like we ever had it. But I meant it wasn't a law for reparations, y'all. It wasn't a law. It's let's try to reevaluate black people and see if they deserve reparations, if it's an equal playing field, if blacks have ever been treated wrong. Are you stupid? That's why I can't go speak in them type of situations. Let's think about and see if black people have been discriminated against. What is there to think about? Hello? If you haven't been living under a rock for the last 50 years, you would know that. We just got voting rights. Like, get the freak out of here. Are you dumb? That's what I would have said in my Remy Ma. Are you dumb? What is there to discuss? That's like me going into a grocery store to the freezer aisle. Well, we're going to do a study to see if the freezers are cold. Why are we doing a study to see if the freezers are cold when a freezer is cold? Let's do a study to see if black people have been treated wrong in America. Seriously? Oh, how about the fact that every couple of years, listen, I'm finna get some of y'all. Every couple of years, they still vote to see if black people can still vote. I kid you not. Look it up. They have not made that permanent. They decide if black people can still vote every few years. I'm not lying. You would think they would say, I guess black people... Now, listen, we had a half black president, but they want to call him black, right? With him in the office, they're still deciding every couple of years, do we want to continue to make it legal for black people to vote? Look it up. That's the type of stuff they don't tell you. But then, no offense, like I said, never had a problem with Pam. But people like Pam, I don't see color. Well, if you didn't see color, then how come white people in the Senate still have to decide whether they want us to vote when we're supposed to be equal? That's what I'm saying, Charlize. But people don't want to hear about this type of stuff. They rather hear about what rapper done killed the other rapper, what chain you got on, what hoe I'ma smash tonight, what else? All that extra stuff. Unnecessary, unimportant stuff. Still warm the bed for Massa. Hold on, let me see what y'all talking about. Night by Nasty. Oh, Paul Mooney used to say, they know, they just want to know if we know. That's why the announced TGE grand jury decision on the anniversary of Emmett Till's murder's acquittal pissed me off. This whole Emmett Till situation, if you watch that documentary, she got to lose her son. And then a white girl going to come back years later when she old on her deathbed talking about, oh, well, he really didn't whistle at me. So that man lost his life like my father's real father, Howard Draper Jr., lost his life because a white girl lied. Then come back 50 years later and say, I lied. He didn't rape me. My grandfather died, got electrocuted at 27 years old by the same judge over Roe versus Wade, over the Lee Harvey Oswald situation. Do you know how corrupt the judicial system is? And my Grammy was pregnant with my daddy when this happened. Could have lost her baby. I wouldn't be here. She already had 5 other kids by him. Can you imagine your husband being on death row and electrocuted for something he didn't even do? Yeah, he shouldn't have been cheating on her with a 17-year-old. Happened to be white girl. But you still don't want your man to be killed. Especially over something he didn't do. And you expect... I don't know how my granny did it. 50 years later, she gonna come back on her deathbed. He didn't really rape me. It was just in the 50s, you can't be caught having sex with a black man. She was having sex. The neighbors, this is what pissed me off. The neighbors said they saw my grandpa over there several times. Last time I checked, if somebody is raping you, you don't keep having consensual sex with them. The neighbors said this, and they still electrocuted my grandfather. I'm older than my grandfather. I'm 30. He was 27. How many of y'all can say y'all were older than y'all grandparents? And they electrocuted my grandpa 3 months after he was on death row. Right? I read the court papers. They said they didn't even have enough evidence, but they still electrocuted him. Come on now. Now, how many of these white people you know sit on death row 20 and 30 years? What was his name that just died in prison would still be on death row? Charles Manson. Or these other infamous serial killers. These white niggas kill 15 people and still be on death row. My grandfather got lied on and was dead within 3 months. See? That's why my brother Nick was standing in line at the store, overheard 2 white people say, we shouldn't have never let them go free. I got called a nigger in the Walmart parking lot by an old white lady because my boyfriend at the time was pulling out and didn't see her. Move out of the way, niggers! I had never been called a nigger. Never! But 5 years ago, I was called a nigger in person. And I told my boyfriend, follow her and let's show her what a nigger really is. No, calm down. Calm down. No, go show that up. She was comfortable in her car. That's why she called me a nigger. Because she was in that car. I bet you she wouldn't have called me a nigger if her old butt was in that parking lot. Because she would have got that cane all the way up that rectum. It would have touched her throat. Throat, baby. Oh, my bad. What's up? What's up? What's up, Denise? I be in the middle of talking. I can't. You have a doctor's appointment. Good luck with your doctor's appointment. I tried to get people to start calling Karen's. Oh, Caroline Bryant. But check this with the Kamala Harris situation, y'all. They trying to act like Kamala black, right? Huh? Oh, yeah. I figure out. Give me 2 minutes. They trying to call. I'm going to end it on this. They trying to call Kamala black, right? And you remember that Biden would act like he loved black people so much to get the minority vote. Now what he done for black people ever since he been in office besides try to get them injected. Hello. Can't say nothing about that. But let me go. You can't burp. They gonna think that's me. That was not me. I promise y'all. That was not me. All right, y'all. I gotta go.